This is Connor Seagrang, reporting for WDVU Radio Network. Contact sports are known for their violent hits at injured players. Sports like boxing can lead to head injury as participants sustain multiple blows to the head. While contact sports catch the public's eye, it is sometimes at the expense of the participants. Athletes may become knocked down and unable to get up onto their feet. They are oftentimes slow to get up and seemingly unresponsive. This footage shows athletes who have sustained some kind of head injury and are unable to continue. Multiple injuries can lead to dementia pugilistica or chronic traumatic encephalopathy, CTE, both permanently harming the brain. Researchers at Boston University report that they have discovered CTE in 96% of NFL players examined and 79% of all players examined. Big hits excite the crowd but can have consequences. Head injuries can last a lifetime and make life after football difficult. Former players have difficulty with performing simple tasks due to head injury. Memory loss can be a direct result of traumatic injuries to the head. Mike Webster, NFL Hall of Fame center, was diagnosed with CTE before his death. Webster struggled with remembering simple things, such as how to get home. On occasion, he would sleep in his car instead. This former NFL star, who played in 245 career games and was an all-time great, could not take care of himself due to CTE. His autopsy report stated that his brain resembled that of an elderly person suffering from Alzheimer's. Webster is not the only player to die due to injuries suffered in football. The list is extensive and the ages of the deceased vary. The effect CTE has on the brain is substantial. Symptoms include the inability to control impulses, anxiety, and suicidal thoughts. Gene Atkins was a hard-hitting safety for the New Orleans Saints. Atkins was known for putting fear into the heart of offensive players. Today, he spends his time at home, suffering from constant headaches, unable to concentrate. He already has medical disabilities at the age of 49. Initially, the NFL did not help prevent CTE as it allowed its players to return to play the same day as being injured. This does not allow for a proper recovery time and could lead to another injury. Former players are suing the NFL for permanent issues due to untreated concussions. Head-to-head contact has been a prolonged issue and the NFL is finally working to eliminate it. Player safety has become a much larger concern in the NFL since the 1970s. In 2011, a new rule moved the kickoff point up to the 35-yard line. Kickers can now reach the end zone easily. Oftentimes, players are hit hard in a kickoff return. This rule has helped to keep those players safe. The number of kickoff return yards has dropped significantly. In 2010, a rule change was made preventing players from launching themselves in the air and hitting a defenseless player in the head or neck. While this rule has proved effective, what qualifies a player as defenseless? The rule only applies to players whose backs are turned to their opponent. The new defenseless player rule came at a very opportune time. Players are constantly getting bigger and stronger, resulting in larger overall body mass. As this graph shows, his body mass index increased, so did the reported concussions per season. It was not until roughly the 2010 mark that the number of reported concussions went down. With the way that football is played in the modern era, injuries are inevitable. A 2013 article by Steve Muma discusses the issues of football. He states that the Big Ten and Ivy League are working together to conduct head trauma research on football players before and after their college careers. While these issues are prevalent, the NFL brings in far more viewership than any other professional sports in America. In 2013, 91 million more people viewed the Super Bowl than the NBA Finals. Kids today are able to register for Pop Warner football at the age of 5.
If I had a son, I would be real leery of him playing.
Parents are starting to notice the danger of football at that age as participation decreased significantly from 2010 to 2013. Experts say that when children younger than 14 suffer hits to the head, their head snaps back in a bobblehead effect. While modern-day football is a sure crowd pleaser and brings in revenue, it is unarguably dangerous. Head-to-head contact happens far too often and can have devastating effects, especially at the youth level. It is unclear what the future holds for football in America. All that is certain is that researchers will continue to search for answers. This has been Connor Seagrang for WDVU Radio Network.